Hi guys, how you doing? This is Geraldine. Thank you for coming back and watching my video. Today I wanted to talk to you about a really interesting article that I came across not too long ago in regards to that gene editing doctor that he was manipulating. He was the first doctor in China to manipulate twins, newborn babies' genes so they were immune to the AIDS virus. Well, come to find out he's missing now, guys. So according to the article here on foxnews.com, He Jiankui is missing. Nobody knows where he is. He just disappeared. And according to the article written by Amy Liu of Fox News, it says here a Chinese scientist who claimed he helped make the world's first genetically edited babies is missing. He Jiankui of Shenzhen, China, gave a presentation in Hong Kong last week on his controversial experiment, and nobody seems to know his whereabouts. The South China Morning Post reported. I think maybe the government took his ass. The Shenzhen-based Southern University of Science and Technology dismissed claims that he has been detained, the paper reported. A spokeswoman declined to elaborate on the matter, saying, "We cannot answer any questions regarding the matter right now," according to the Morning Post. The spokeswoman said the school will keep the media updated. Now, he claimed to have altered the DNA of twins Lulu and Nana to try to make them resistant to infection with the AIDS virus. Interesting. That's kind of cool, like being able to genetically modify human beings so they'll be resistant to, viruses that can take your life. Now, the claim has not been backed up in a peer-reviewing scientific journal, nor is there any independent confirmation. Mainstream scientists have condemned the experiment, and universities and government groups are investigating. Well, that's probably why he's missing. He wasn't supposed to do it. He probably did it. They didn't want the public to know because he told everyone, and they either kidnapped him or probably killed him. Who knows? But I want to keep a good eye on this report and see what comes of it in the future, because I feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he did something great. Now, a group of leading scientists gathered at the International Human Genome Editing conference last week, and where he made his claims. Although the science holds promise for helping those already born, the scientists said that Thursday that it is irresponsible to try it on egg, sperm, or embryo because not enough is known yet about its risk or safety. Speaking with the AP, the researcher said that he felt a strong responsibility that it is not just to make a first, but also make it an example, adding that society will decide what to do next, whether it will be allowed or forbidden. Well, I personally think that is going to be forbidden. And the reason why I say this is because you got a lot of people that are religious, and then you have, let's talk about the religious people. They're going to say that man shouldn't be playing God. We have no business doing any type of stuff like that. And more likely than not, they're going to go into Bible. Oh, remember before the flood, people were doing certain things, the Atlanteans of that time, because that's what the story is about. Pre-Diluvian people were the Atlanteans. So they were conducting genetic modifications on animals, on plants, on people, and that's what religious people are going to say. I'm assuming that the scientists scientific community will probably say it's unethical because you're experimenting on human beings and they don't want to allow that type of stuff. But honestly, I think that this type of stuff has been going on for a very long time. I think that the ones that have done it are basically the governments of the world, whatever country. I think they're doing it, they're just not letting us know. We're always the last to know. So probably this guy, he just blew the lid on it. You know what I'm saying? He who knows? He probably discovered the cure to AIDS and was able to genetically modify these kids so they will be immune to it, and the Chinese government probably wasn't hearing it. There is a rumor that globalists are trying to depopulate the planet, and I don't think that they would be too happy in finding out that scientists can actually make a new set of humans that would be immune to bacterial warfare or viral biological warfare. So like I said before in the article, it says a group of leading scientists gathered at the International Human Genome Editing Conference last week, where he made his claims. So he gathered with them, he made his claims, and although the science holds promise for helping those already born, the scientists said Thursday that it's irresponsible to try it on eggs, sperm, or embryos because not enough is known yet about its risk or safety. So I don't know. They're saying that it's cool to experiment on grown adults, but it's not cool to experiment on eggs, sperm, and embryos. That doesn't, at least it doesn't make any sense to me. Why not? Anyway, speaking with the AP, the research said that he felt a strong responsibility that is not just to make a first, but also make it an example. I think I read this already. Adding that society will decide what to do next, where it will be allowed or forbidden. That's right. And I was discussing why I think it will be forbidden. It is unconscionable. An experiment on human beings that is not morally or ethically defensible. Please. It's a bunch of crock. Said Dr. Kiran Musunuru, a University of Pennsylvania gene editing expert and editor of a genetics journal. Last week he posted a video to YouTube to discuss the claim and its implications. And that's what this particular article is saying. So the doctor's missing, and is messed up because he's probably dead. They don't want scientists to, make superhumans that can actually fight off disease and live long. That's not the agenda, in my opinion. Here's another article where China declares genetic editing illegal. But they do embrace genetic testing. So they embrace genetic testing, but declare genetic illegal. So let's see. Okay. All these ads, I hate them. Yeah, so China declares genetic editing of infants illegal, pushes for Bioscience Central Authority. So now what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna police that too. So it says here, and by the way, this article is Breitbart. The site is called Breitbart, and the name of the article is China declares genetic editing of infants illegal, pushes for Bioscience Central Authority. And it's saying here that China's Vice Minister for Science and Technology on Thursday declared the gene editing work of scientist He Jiankui, the guy that's missing, shocking and unacceptable, and ordered the suspension of his work. So, poor guy, they probably took him, they got him somewhere in some jail rotting away because he did this. That's crazy. He Jiankui announced this week that he had edited the genetic code of 2 human embryos and produced a pair of twin girls who are allegedly immune to HIV. That is fucking awesome, man. Imagine these 2 little girls are immune to HIV and they are upset about it. I don't understand that. So HIV is the virus that causes AIDS, even though their father is HIV positive. Oh my God, that is deep. According to a presentation given by the researcher, one of the girls may not have developed complete immunity because of the gene editing process was not fully effective on her. So one of them maybe wasn't fully effective on her. He Jiankui, who will henceforth be referred to by his full name for the purpose of clarity, is an associate professor of bioengineering at Southern University of Science and Technology in Shenzhen, China. His claims, delivered in a series of YouTube videos, have been verified by no one and denounced by nearly everyone. So they're trying to stop this guy from doing awesome work, in my opinion. I mean, if you can genetically modify humans to not contract a virus, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, doesn't the government conduct experiments on humans all the time? Come on, give me a break. Well, we're talking about the government of China, not the government here in the US, so it's 2 totally different things. But I'm pretty sure China has done some stuff, on its citizens that they are not happy with. It seems like in this planet, anytime anything is good for humanity, there's always someone to want to debunk it or just obliterate it. And I think that's fucked up, So, the experiment reportedly involves a total of 7 couples. So 7 couples were part of this, each including an HIV positive father and a mother who does not have the virus. He, Jiankui, claims they are all volunteers who signed a consent form for his AIDS vaccine development project. So he was developing an AIDS vaccine, and they're trying to stop him. Shit. The New Yorker on Tuesday passed along some of the reaction from He Jiankui's peers. All these other scientists are probably haters. They're probably mad they couldn't come up with it. Virtually the entire gene editing community, including Southern University, has condemned his claims. SUS Tech issued a statement saying that the university was deeply shocked. Ooh, they're so deeply shocked at that its biology department was unaware of the project, and that it believes that his conduct has seriously violated academic ethics and codes of conduct. That is crazy. This man is trying to save the world, and they think that he violated academic ethics and codes. Oh boy. So on Monday, a group of more than 100 Chinese academics and scientists issued a statement calling the research crazy. What's so crazy about it? This is what kills me. People say it's crazy that, that conspiracy theorists talk about how AIDS was created in a lab. That's not so crazy. I don't think that's crazy, and I don't really think it's crazy for this man to do what he's doing. He's trying to help humanity. I don't understand. We live in an ass backwards type of world. I swear, man. Oh God, I don't think we're gonna last too long the way things is going. I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know, I kind of do know what their agenda is, but I mean, this is blatant. Like, you could just tell what these people, their mindset is. I thought science and scientists were put on this planet to help humanity, not hinder it. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably all these religious people that are into, oh, man is playing God, and man has no, oh my God, all that crazy shit. Now, since the work is still experimental and can pose serious risks, there have been since 2015 a voluntary international moratorium on editing live human embryos, but the moratorium was never going to last. The New Yorker piece also summarized what the professor claims to have accomplished. In one of the YouTube videos, he says that he used CRISPR, to disable a gene known as CCR5 that makes a protein that permits most variants of HIV to enter the blood cells. So he was able to disable CCR5 in order for the host not to contract this disease, the virus. One particular genetic variant of that protein, called the Delta 32 mutation, prevents HIV from locking onto a cell. And if every person carried that mutation, nobody would get AIDS. Wow, that is something. So it is possible to stop that virus, but they are refusing to do it. They're refusing to do it. So, like I said, one particular genetic variant of that protein called Delta 32 mutation prevents HIV from locking onto a cell. If every person carried that mutation, nobody would get AIDS. In theory, if the father of the baby girls is HIV positive, disabling the gene will render his children immune to the virus. But there are many unanswered questions about CCR5's role in the immune system and about the efficacy of gene editing itself. Genetic editing with CRISPR and similar tools have proved immensely promising in the laboratory, with applications from improving the nutrition of basic crops to eliminating infectious diseases such as malaria and many congenital illnesses too. CRISPR stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats, a bacterial tool that can be employed to a target and modify portions of an organism's genetic code. CRISPRs exist naturally in all animals. So CRISPR exists naturally in all animals, normally functioning very much like a computer's antivirus software. Interesting. Or one could say computer antivirus programs imitate the way CRISPR detects and repels invading viruses in living creatures. The idea behind technology employed in He Jiankui's research is to reprogram CRISPR bacteria to modify the immune genetic code of an animal or human to induce desirable mutations. There have always been high hopes of using the technology to combat seemingly incurable diseases. I think this is awesome. What is the problem? The Chinese doctors shocked biologists around the world by jumping into human experiments and producing what will be remembered as the first genetically engineered human children, if his claims are accurate. He also claims another of his volunteers is pregnant with gene editing children. So my guess is they probably got him, he's out the picture, and they're probably gonna get those people too. Excuse me. It's hot in here. Okay. Nature quoted biologists and biochemists outside China who faulted He for a lack of transparency and the seemingly cavalier nature in which he embarked on such a landmark and potentially risky project when he appeared at a gene editing summit in Hong Kong on Thursday. So they're criticizing him because he seemed confident about his work and he felt like, what's the big deal? I really don't understand. So the overall tenor of the response from other genetic experts is a guarded willingness to believe He Jiankui did what he claims to have done. So I think he did what I'm saying, like, of course he did what he said he was gonna do. That's why he's missing. Because he did it. Okay, so but they want confirmation. They fear the twin girls could suffer terrible side effects, and they are not certain the benefits of the procedure truly include immunity to HIV. Okay, so many scientists faulted He for a lack of transparency and the seemingly cavalier nature in which he embarked on such a landmark and potentially risky project. I'm happy he came, but I was really horrified and stunned when he described the process he used, says Jennifer Doudnet, a biochemist at the University of California, Berkeley, and a pioneer of the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technique that he used. It was so inappropriate on so many levels. They need to explain to people like me, how is it inappropriate on so many levels? I want to know, because I feel like if this man is trying to save the world from a virus that kills millions of people, what is the problem? So they need to really explain, what did he do that was so horrible? Explain it on all these levels that they're talking about. Al Tasharo, a biochemist at the University of Wisconsin-Madison and a member of the summit's organizing committee, is also critical. Having listened to Dr. He, I can only conclude that this was misguided, premature, unnecessary, and largely useless, she says. The useless criticism is based on the availability of the other therapies for babies conceived by HIV-positive parents and the list of other diseases that might be better addressed with gene editing therapy, assuming the technique works as advertised. On that score, the fact that He Jiankui proceeded with implanting the second embryo, even though the genetic editing process was not completely successful, was strongly criticized by bioethicists. He said that the decision to implant the second embryo was made by the parents. So obviously he had the parents' consent to do all of this. You know, I feel like if the parents said it's okay, why not? If these people are putting their bodies on the line and they're consenting to it, what is the problem? What is the problem? Oh, God. Okay, so at the conference, the Doctor He Jiankui failed or refused to answer many questions, including who paid for his work, how he ensured that the participants understood potential risk and benefits, and why he kept his work secret until it was done. That's according to USA Today. The Chinese government on Thursday suspended this research activities on everyone involved in He Jiankui's project, calling it extremely abominable in nature. Abominable. That's a strong word. I wonder what he did for these people to be so outraged. Abominable. The gene editing twins matter reported by the media has brazenly violated Chinese laws and regulations and breached the science ethics bottom line, which is both shocking and unacceptable, according to Vice Minister of Science and Technology, Zhu Naping. That's what he said. China's state-run Global Times on Wednesday quoted former Vice Minister of Health Huang Yifu calling for the establishment of a central authority and complete legal system to supervise bioscience experiments. Okay, I thought they had that shit already in place. I guess not. I strongly condemned the so-called head transplant surgery in 2017 and got the support of the scientific community, but that case slowly faded out from the public mind. He Jiankui's case is more serious because the abuse of genetic editing technology will have an impact on the future of humanity. How? If they're gonna, I don't understand how, if they're gonna stunt it, if they're gonna actually have a central authority and a legal system put in place to supervise this type of stuff, how is it gonna impact it? If anything, they're gonna suppress it, you know? Alright, so the Global Times explained that the head transplant was the work of an Italian surgeon, Sergio Canavero, who deemed China the right place to perform an ethically dubious and, according to critics, scientifically useless procedure that involved transplanting a head from one human corpse to another. Head transplants. Scientists are doing head transplants now. This is like some new age, what's the name of Frankenstein and shit. Okay, so Huang noted that He Jiankui claims to have obtained the necessary ethical review from Shenzhen authorities for his gene editing experiment, but there is considerable oh my god, why I can't get this word out. Bureaucratic confusion in the process, and there are claims some of the documentation for He Jiankui's project was forged or improperly approved. Huang derisively observed that some of the hospital administrators who signed off on the experiment probably could not even spell the name of the gene editing tool correctly. So he probably conned some people to do it. But you know, I ain't hating the man for it. Hey, if he's trying to help humanity by combating the HIV virus, more power to him, man. Especially if the people, the human beings that he used as part of his experiment said it's okay for him to do it. Why not? These are grown adults that are suffering from this disease and want to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? What's the problem here? Even the law for organ donation and transplantation, which has improved a lot in recent years, is still imperfect. Not to mention one for gene editing, said Huang. I hope the country can start to pay attention to the problem after the occurrence of gene editing babies. There is an urgent need for a national ethics review committee as well as a legal system to regulate bioscience. Well, they should have had this shit when I'm one of those that believe that a lot of these diseases out here was made in labs by scientists. So, you know, I don't know. I feel bad for this man. He's missing now. God knows what they're doing to the people that he helped. You know, we're living in a fucked up world. You know, all these scientists doing whatever they want to get rid of us or whatever it is that's going on this planet. And anytime someone is out here for humanity, they get killed and shit, and who knows what happened to this man. Anyway, that's a wrap for me in regards to this article. Please let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Press the notification bell so you can get, you know, my opinions on all these nice little articles that I come up with, that I read from the internet that I like and I want to share with you. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think that He Jiankui's project was abominable and it shouldn't have been done? I mean, tell me what you think. I don't see anything wrong with it. But maybe I don't know any better. Enlighten me. Or do you agree? Do you agree that this man is doing the right thing,